hello, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, tell a friend. All right, y'all. This was this was a this was a hard one to watch. This is the season premiere of My Big Fat Fabulous Life, season 11, episode 1, Babs. Jamal, this was hard to watch.
I'm gonna say this. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. For me, it wasn't.
Mhm.
It wasn't too hard to watch because I knew it was coming. I
Mhm.
think it would have been worse if this had happened like mid season or something like that. I think that would just
Mhm.
been like a whole wreck. So I was able to get through it and to watch it and to hear like people loved her and her family
Mhm.
was there and sharing the memories and stuff. It made me sad just because like she's one of the reasons why I actually watched the show.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, I only watch this for the family Whitney. I don't give a damn about her or her
Mhm.
friends. I really just
Mhm.
don't. Um, I mean, the show would be better if she was off the show, but that's just my personal opinion. I mean, like this should be like side characters in Whitney or something because it's just but that she will definitely be missed. She was funny. She was like a mom, literally a mom to all of them. Like you could tell
Mhm.
like how much to see her friends break down and to see Glenn like just in a complete daze. Like if you looked at him, he was in complete shock.
Mhm.
Hunter was
Mhm.
in like Hunter like he was in complete shock until he got to, they got to the funeral, and then it
Mhm.
hit him. And I just really felt bad for all of them. And I did feel bad for Whitney because that's her mother, and
Mhm.
she did love her mom, like she did love her mama, fiercely. That's one thing I will give Whitney. She loves
Mhm.
her parents like without fail, and I felt bad. I felt really bad for her because in her mind, like that, her mom was her best friend. Babs was her best friend. Point blank. Period. You can't tell
Mhm.
me nothing else. And for her to lose her best friend, Glenn to lose his soulmate, Hunter to lose his mother, it was just a really sad sight. But I'm just happy to see everyone coming together for her.
This was a hard watch for me. It really was. I got up to the part when Glenn gave his speech at the service. I was like, "Oh Lord, where the tissues at? Where the tissues at?" And then when Hunter came up, that was so beautiful. And then I was hoping for the best for Whitney.
I wasn't.
The first words out of her mouth was about her. And I was just like, ugh. And remember I told you, was it Tuesday? I told you yesterday or Tuesday.
A day
I
or
was
two
like,
ago.
yeah, I was like, I had to stop. It was after her speech at the funeral where I stopped. I couldn't take it anymore because it was just like so Whitney centric when
Right.
the first two speeches were so good. And hers just kind of ruined it for me. So I didn't watch the rest of it. Like I rewatched the first part this morning and
Hmm.
then watched the remaining of it very early this morning. But at least I was bracing myself for that. But what took me back was how she behaved after that, which I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it all in one sitting. Um
Okay. I'm gonna say this. The way she acted afterwards
mhm.
was obnoxious. It really was. But I understand where she's coming from because, like she said, I don't know who she was talking to, but she said like my um my only thought is my dad and basically his quality of life, right? And
Mhm.
in her mind, and like she mentioned, and this does happen, like when people have been together for like thousands of years, when one passes, the other one tends to pass really, really, really soon afterwards.
Mhm.
And I think back to Carrie Fisher when she passed, and Debbie Reynolds passed like what the next day. like stuff
Yeah.
like that, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I get where she's coming from. She, in her head, I really feel that in her mind, she's like, okay, I need to do everything I can to keep my daddy alive. But
Mhm.
and I get that, but while she's doing that, she's making it about her, like what she has to do to keep him alive. Like what
Mhm.
it's about what she needs to do. It's not about what he
Mhm.
needs to get just to get through his day to day. So then
Yeah.
that's where she's falling because when he's in his grieving process, and it's great that you're acknowledging his grieving. It really is. It's very important to ask him like, "Hey, Daddy, what do you need? Is there anything you need
Mhm.
from me?" Versus trying to jump in and proactively fix everything because you can't do that.
Or give him a binder and tell him who sees the cat vomit first, clean it up. The fuck?
Name is Yo Cats.
Exactly. He's a guest in your house. Oh god, she just irritated my bowels. She really did. Um okay, so the funeral was lovely. They did a really nice job for Babs. Um, I didn't know the Three Musketeers could sing. I thought that
Okay,
was a nice touch.
Heather ate that up. Can we shout her out though?
Mhm.
Heather ate that up.
What did you think about Tal's reaction at the viewing and at the funeral itself? I thought it was a bit fraudulent.
Okay, when you compare it to everyone else,
He was
it
going all
doesn't.
in.
It seems like he was auditioning for his life.
But what's the other guy that was part of the Three Musketeers for singing?
Todd,
What was his name? Todd. Why we ain't hear Todd? Todd probably ain't had nothing good to say. Probably was up there saying she trying to make this all about herself. I'm so sick of her. I feel like Todd got edited out.
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know. Um, Jessica with that Muppet green hair. I love that color. I have a handbag that color, but I would not dye my hair that color. Her and Isaiah. Isaiah's a cutie pie, but they look like Isaiah looked like he was really feeling it, and he barely know Babs. Um,
but I don't think so though because we have to remember like we may have not seen Isaiah until recently, but him and Jessica have been around for a cool minute. So I don't think
mhm.
he's new to Babs. I think he's just new to us as a
Mm.
actual side character. You know what I mean?
How's Jessica's? I hope Jessica's daddy is well because remember he was
Yes.
sick last season.
Right.
I hope that he's well. I don't know. Who else? Why do all of these people have nose rings?
No
You
clue.
notice that, and it's all in the same nostril. Did y'all all go out on the same day and do it? Weird. This is what I was looking at once she lost me. Um. Oh, and when they went to say their goodbyes to the casket, Glenn. Glenn was his mouth was trembling when they was singing. The Three Musketeers was singing their wedding song. Oh
Hmm.
Jesus, this was a rough episode at the beginning, but as usual, Whitney has a way of spoiling it. So we see 2 months after the services, he's been living with Whitney. Bless his heart. Where's Hunter? Why couldn't they co-parent Glenn?
Remember, Hunter is in the process of moving if he already hasn't moved to Atlanta.
Right, but as we could see in the upcoming for the rest of the season, Glenn is more than capable to move to Alabama to be with his other daughter. I think that they should have split custody of Glenn and give him a little time away from Whitney. This is why he wants to run away to Alabama.
I mean, remember, they couldn't agree over the paper towels. So, and he had me holler. He's like, "Look, this is what me and Babs have used for the last 2 to 3 years, and I ain't changing it." I
I
was like, "Well,
know.
I'm like, well, Lynn
I
has spoken on
know.
the paper towels. Let it go, Whitney. Let it go.
I know. I know. That like him getting a little like gumption and laying down the law, I thought was everything. Like I thought he was coming back, but then we went to the aqua size scene and he was like she's like, "So what's the main goal here?" Something like that. And he's like, "Me showing up." I was
I
like, "Wait,
hollered.
what?"
I hollered. I hollered. I'm like, you know what? I laughed so hard on the way to work. I'm like, you know what? That's a good answer.
I was like, "Okay, Glenn, what is going on here?" But then when he turned around and walked out of the pool, that was a man beaten down. That like I don't know if they're giving Glenn, I know they're giving him time to process, but I feel like he needs like somebody else to talk to that isn't
Friends.
as close to
Friends.
friends, even like a therapist, like anybody other than Whitney.
A grief counselor. A grief
Mhm.
therapist.
Mhm.
Someone who's not so intertwined into the situation, but can see it.
Mhm.
But who can see the situation?
Yep. Yep. Is Lenny still around? Yes.
He's in
And
this episode
he was in this episode.
because
He
he's part of
looked
the moving
really
company.
nice at the funeral.
He was
And
he's part
what
of the
did we
moving company.
what?
He's part of the moving company
Oh
of, of,
God.
of helping them move out the clean out the house, put the things back in the house.
Mhm.
It's Lenny, Buddy. It's Lenny and Buddy, right? It's those
Just
two, and
those
Hunter
two.
and
Just the
Hunter
two.
and Hunter.
But Hunter wasn't there when she gave the big gossip at the end. But did you see how she had to let all of us know that she is Lenny's boss and she pays him? I it's so stupid that y'all keep on including that foolishness in there so that she could feel good about herself while demoralizing other people. But okay, as long as some checks cash for Lenny, fine by me.
It's a power
But
dynamic, and I don't like that. You're trying
when
to
she when she said to asked him when was the last time you had sex and he's like how many hours ago,
no,
I was like
he said, what time is it?
what time, yeah, I was just like whoop. Apparently he been seeing somebody for 2 months
2 months.
and ain't tell her nothing. She really thought that she was going to like use him in St. Lucia and then come back and like I wonder if he's still in love with me. No.
Here's what she thought was gonna happen. She thought they had a moment in St. Lucia. She had a little fun. They was gonna come back, and he was still gonna pine for her. That's what she thought was gonna happen. Like, oh, he
Mhm.
gonna be here. He gonna wait around. He still loves me.
Tall is something like a therapist or a counselor or something like that,
Right.
but he's already stated like who his loyalties belong with. I would rather somebody impartial for Glenn. And besides, Tall can't act, so we don't like him. Or at least Jamal don't like him.
We don't never liked
Let's
him. Talk all that shit in confessionals, but when you was in that man's face, you didn't have shit to say. You was crickets. I'm just saying.
Oh Lord. What else? So we see that talking about his girlfriend. We know that Buddy has been engaged for a year so far, and their wedding is coming up in 6 months, and we can't believe it. And da 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 da. Good for you, Buddy. Keep on living an hour and a half away. You're
Stick to
doing
that.
wonderfully.
Stick to
Yes.
that.
Um, then they get into the living room or parlor area of Glenn's old house where Buddy and Lenny are trying to help her move around some stuff, and she goes and gives the Thor family gossip about her half sister. How are you like what? This is how you break in the news to us by sharing gossip with your two uh, the movers, because I can't call these people friends. The movers.
Right.
I
The
just
side
thought it was
characters.
weird.
Side characters, as I call them. Here's
Hmm.
my whole thing with that. How it okay? I guess I'm confused on how you could sit there and say that this is the hottest family gossip. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Here's the thing. Here's how I'm looking at it. Your mother just passed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your mother just passed, and we find out that you have an older half sister. Here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing, Whitney, and this is where we're gonna go in on you a little bit. We don't need the timeline, exact timeline of a chain of events because you said your older sister. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what is this older sister? You're the baby behind Hunter. Hunter's the older. If I is Hunter the older? He's the older, right? Or is Whitney
I
the
don't
older?
know. I don't know.
Oh, hold on. I need to
I
find
don't
out.
care.
I do.
And I agree with FM. This is Glenn's story to share, not hers. And then how is she calling this person her half sister? Like, have you met her? Like, if I just found out my daddy
Okay.
had an outside child, that'd be like, oh, that's Glenn's kid. I'm not
So here's the
claiming
thing.
you as my half, nothing.
Here's the thing. Whitney. Okay. So Hunter's older by 4 years. So
Mm-hmm.
if Whitney's going to be 40, that means Hunter's like going to be 44. So when you say
Mm-hmm.
older, are you talking about before Hunter?
Yes, because on the Reddit, they said that he had this kid um around his Vietnam days, and Bab said, "You can't bring that kid around me."
Okay.
Oh,
Eh,
speaking of Babs, sorry to go back here, but there was something that Whitney said that confused me with the do not resuscitate thing. She said, "In my mom's will, she
mhm.
said, do not resuscitate me, but I'll leave it up to Glenn." What good is that in a will when you
Right.
can only read the will after the person is deceased?
Right.
Whitney needs to stop speaking.
100%. When she said in the will, I'm like, in the what?
In the
Like
will.
in the will.
So y'all gonna find out about that after she's
Oh,
dead.
right.
I can see
Oh,
TLC don't like Whitney neither.
right.
They giving her the Cody treatment.
I was just like, huh? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Smells
she's
like
just so
desperation
special.
for another storyline. Yup. And then why
Oh,
are we only just now hearing about this? Well, if you was on the Reddit, you'd have heard about this a long time ago. And apparently it has come up in past seasons. It
really?
has come up in past seasons. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ah. I was just
Yep.
thinking about. I have a feeling that this was never gonna come out while Babs was alive because she wasn't gonna have it.
Babs didn't want nothing to do with that girl. You know Babs could be petty. Whitney's
Yeah.
sister looks like she's in her 50s. Yep.
Yeah.
Because her daughter is grown and
Yes.
is very similar to Whitney.
That's what I was
Mm-hmm.
saying. Like there was no way. I'm like there was no way that Babs was gonna let this come out while she was alive. No way.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Yep. But yep, this is a whole hot mess.
I'm
Um,
excited for new side characters because this show definitely needed that.
oh my God. Wouldn't it be great if we don't bring Whitney friends on this trip to Switzerland? It's just the
Yes.
sister and her kid.
Yes.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Because the old side characters add nothing.
Nothing.
They don't even like her.
They
They're not
don't.
even. They're not even friends. That's my opinion.
However,
But
I would like Todd to come on a trip so he could insult her.
that too, he can come. Because here's my whole thing. We're going back to
Mm-hmm.
last season.
Mm-hmm.
You friends with Ashley, but you didn't know she was pregnant. I'm gonna leave that there.
Wait, hold on. What?
Remember last season when you
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know Ashley was pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
but had the sonogram somehow? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Just saying. We
Did
get
you ever find it funny that she asked Heather to carry her child? And one, Heather had issues with pregnancy, and two was a wee bit older. When you got a friend there that's in childbearing years, Ashley, but you ain't asked Ashley to do it, who would be less of a risk.
because Ashley not her friend. That's why. and she fired Ashley too. Well, she
Oh
laid her
God.
off.
Oh God.
We'll call it an elimination of position,
She made her redundant
right?
and let Ashley see the email about her redundancy.
Right. Is this? I want to see if this dry ass app is still out there. Hold on.
Well, somebody got to be doing it because she's still paying Lenny.
She paying Lenny, aka he make more than everybody else on the show.
And Jessica's still there.
I mean, the app is still there. That's good.
When was the last video that they put up?
That means I gotta download it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just letting the people know that the app does still exist. Um, let's see
What's
what's
the
going on.
ratings?
It has a 4 point. It has 169 ratings, and it has a
Mhm.
rating of 4.2.
Oh, okay.
It seems like a very easy to use basic type app, which is kind of what you want, giving her model of business. She got a 1 star rating. Hold on, can I see
Why
what?
did I ask you that?
Hold on, this is research. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so one person says I tried to check it out to see if it would be helpful to me, and if it would be worth paying $20 a month. There were some statements, but no ability to look at exercises. They were all locked. I didn't want to sign up for a free trial because when it ends, it is hard to remember to cancel. I was hoping I
Mhm.
could sign on and see if it was something that would be helpful, but that doesn't seem possible. I can't imagine that watching some exercises would be that helpful. There are hundreds of exercises that are free to watch on the internet. I don't see
Mhm.
the difference, so won't be downloading. If there was something personalized to help me, that would be different. That's fair.
Oop.
And I keep thinking these are some people. Some of these good reviews are for, probably for some of her people under fake profiles, but that's just my opinion. Um, okay, this person says not for people that are serious about workouts. Oops, hold on.
Oh Lord.
I did the week trial and only watched a few workouts. I did not like them. It may work for some people, but to me, it seemed unserious. When it's workout time, like a lot of people, I'm in let's get to business mode. I want an intro to what we're doing, the warm up, the workout, the cool down, and some motivational banter in between. It felt like watching two friends at the gym. It doesn't feel focused toward the kind of person I am. It can work for some people, just not me. Ooh, not
Well,
terrible,
wait a
but
minute. Wait a minute. That person said the basics of what a workout video is supposed to be. How is Whitney not that?
I'm just reading what the people say. Um,
Wait, you work in a gym. Am I not like I remember back in the day when we used to have 20-minute workout, that TV show that you used to
yeah,
get on the high stations. Everybody was in leotards.
yeah,
Those were the basics that they ran you through.
right.
So then she's giving less than the minimum required.
According to the people, yes.
Oh Jesus. Well, good luck to y'all donating $20 to the fat fund.
Okay, not terrible, but I love Whitney and Jessica. And I think they make a good team. I have been doing these workouts back when Ryan was her partner. I am finding it's too much stretching for my liking for the warm up. I thought some of the lower body workouts, especially the ones done strictly on the floor, were not full body workouts. I felt
Mhm.
with Ryan, I got more of a challenging workout. I think these workouts are great if you are new to working out, but they won't challenge you if you're looking for something more statically. Oh, so it's basically a static level. There's nothing for.
Oh,
I think
so there's
okay,
no different levels of
right,
intensity.
right,
Okay. Well, with the aqua sizing, it seems like she's developing muscles in her legs. You saw when
right.
she was on the floor.
Yeah,
But she said she lost 40 pounds too.
right.
So all she needed was a workout buddy, Glenn,
Yeah.
and to stop eating so much because Glenn probably check her ass every time she go to the refrigerator in the middle of the night.
Yes, FM. The app is still active. It's I just those reviews came from the App Store, and so the app is still downloadable. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so yeah, we went through the whole episode. Like I said, I have mixed feelings about this. Um, I was good up until she gave her speech at the funeral. I even shed a tear because, like most of us, I did watch the show for Babs and Glenn. I worry about Glenn. Some of his comments seemed like they were super, super real. Um, I do think he needs some grief counseling
Mhm.
because I don't think they should have, like, I think Hunter and Whitney should have shared custody of him. I don't think he should be exposed to Whitney on a 24-hour basis for 2 months.
Right. I think another issue is that Whitney's not encouraging him to be social. He needs that. He needs to be around people who unfortunately who have gone through what he's gone through. So he has
Mm-hmm.
someone who can relate. And then two, he needs some friends to be social with.
Mm.
That's a huge thing. It's one thing to have your family, but your family can only do so much for you. You have like
Yeah.
it. Living the best part of living life is at least having a little small group of people to do things with.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Babs was taken away far too soon for him, especially you know him having just retired and all that good stuff. He needs to be around folks to
Right,
go.
but don't forget the only reason why he retired was because she was in the therapy home.
Right.
That was the
No.
only reason. But he was working all throughout COVID before she
Yeah,
had
he
that
was.
stroke.
Right. But I think he like you said, he retired for Babs, but
Mm-hmm.
now she's unfortunately no longer with him. He has to recalibrate. Like,
F- FM said props to Glenn for allowing his pain and loss to be a storyline. You know that she looped him into this while he was down. I have no doubt about that. That Whitney is because that picture. Let me tell you. Oh, and this was another thing that I told you. I really felt like Whitney wanted to be next to her father at all times, but somehow Hunter put himself next to his dad
mm-hmm,
at both the chapel and then at the graveyard. Um, he made sure that he was sitting next to his father,
mm-hmm.
and I don't think she liked that.
I can go with that.
Child. Oh,
Yeah,
I
Glenn needs a
can't.
lot of support, and like I said, I still believe he needs after he when he's ready. I think he needs more people around him than just Whitney.
Yeah, Hunter. Oh my God, his eulogy for his mom up on her feet, and he felt like he was flying. That was so good. What does he do again? Why did I? Well, he's like a he plays guitar, he
Mm-hmm.
sings, he acts. I guess he's a writer too. When are we going to meet his boyfriend?
I mean, his last relationship was with the woman, so you just never know.
Oh, why did I think he was gay?
I don't know.
Why do I think Hunter's gay?
'Cause I think he said partner,
He
and he
said,
never specified. He never specified.
"Oh God, yeah, she'll milk it for another season. She
I
will."
mean, she could book a storyline like nobody's business. Let's call a thing a thing. Because the
If
storyline,
we
uh,
if
but
we
uh, but the
see the
storyline
friend,
actually is the family. Is their family moving forward? That's the storyline. Like this storyline is going to be everything that happens post Babs. That's
mm,
going to be the cause, we have the funeral at the beginning, right? Now we're shifting into like Glenn like moving through his grief. That's going to be a running thing through the That's going to be the running thing. Glenn's grief is going to be the whole story, like and how he navigates that.
is Glenn gonna be able to move back into that house though?
I mean, I don't think. To me, here's my whole thing. I don't think so because I think everything will remind him of Babs. Because remember when he said she took all of Babs' clothes out, he's like, "Well, I would like to see some of Babs' clothes in the closet."
I don't understand why he allowed Whitney to do that. Like those are his. items, and one would think that he would want a say in what stays and what goes.
Right.
But he let Whitney go and do all of the dumping.
I think it's because he wasn't ready to go into the house. I really think that's what it was. He was just not ready. I don't think he could go into the house yet. He's not there, and I don't blame him.
Right, but is that going to be any better for him to go in and see it cleaned out?
I think what happened was is that I'm gonna say put it this way. Whitney never asked him like, hey, what things do you want gone? What things do you want kept? Because all she did, she went in and made her own judgment calls.
But how does she know what's sentimental to Glenn?
Oh,
Like
agreed.
she knows what's sentimental to her,
Hmm.
but not what's like a paperclip could be sentimental to him. Because it could have been the paperclip that held together his marriage license and another document. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I just feel like that's a mess getting ready to happen. Because remember, the last time she tried to do this was in the garage, I think, and Babs was like freaking out over a twig. Wasn't it a twig?
A twig, a branch, or
A
something. Let's
branch?
think of.
Yeah, she was freaking out over that. Oh God. Anyhow, that was the episode. I would like to say that I look forward to seeing the half sister and the niece cut Whitney down a peg, but I feel like that's all editing tricks.
Right.
I would like to get the backstory because, I've seen some stuff on Reddit, and apparently this has been common knowledge. Um, and Bab shut it down.
Hmm.
I would like to see what the backstory is on that. If anyone in our little, community knows anything about the secret long lost sister, because I've even seen people saying it's not a sister, it's a brother, and I was like, wait, what? So there's differing stories on Reddit about extra child or children that he might have had, and point of origin, and all sorts of good things. So
It's gonna be interesting.
yes, and if they can get it right and have this niece be as annoying as Whitney is, and like two negatives like kind of explode, that might make for a decent season,
And
one
this
that I
season,
won't be frustrated at.
I'm saying this right now. This season better not be over 10 episodes.
Ugh. At least we
I'm
going to
just saying.
Switzerland.
I'm just saying. Wrap this up in 10 episodes. Don't be trying to sneak in 12 or 14. This is not. This is not 12 or 14
Well,
episode worthy.
how many episodes did we have the last time?
I can tell you. Hold on. I want to say it was like 12 or 14, and we got really pissed because
12.
it was way too
It was
long,
12. It was
which was
12.
way which was way too long,
At
way too
least
long.
we got the funeral out of the way
Yes,
in one episode. Hello TLC with Sister Wives. Get a handle on that. We could have had Christmas in episode 2.
and I think TLC knew that they could not milk this like they would anything else because Babs was so beloved. I think they did. They took the classy approach to it, which I'm personally grateful for.
Well, that's because they're planning to exploit the long lost missing sibling now that Babs is gone.
That's fine. Exploit hush. Don't exploit Babs, please. Thank you. Love y'all. Yeah, don't do that to us. Like, don't do us like that. Babs did not deserve that. Let's see. Last season, season 10.
It
Yeah,
was 12 episodes.
for some reason it was 12
Mhm.
episodes.
It was 12 episodes because when I was doing the description, I just went back to the last one that I did, and it was
Mm.
12 episodes.
Hmm.
So that's it, y'all. That is the episode. This is the season premiere of My Big Fat Fabulous Life, season 11. My God, episode 1. Um, Babs, rest in peace, Babs. Jamal and I will truly miss you because you were the highlight of every episode that you were in. You did have a most amazing sense of humor. Well, you had to with Whitney. And you were a joy to watch for all 10 seasons. I'll miss you.
Yes, we all will.
Aww. We might not have met her, but she was part of the family. Aw. All right, y'all. Jamal, any final thoughts?
Like I said, I'm going into the season like it's gonna be same old Whitney. We have new side characters. So I'm just like, okay, let's get to the side character and see what's going on there.
Mm, that's true. Rest in peace, Babs. All right, y'all. Join us tomorrow. We're doubling up on shows. So we're going to do all the 90 days tomorrow. So it'll be mindless Fridays moving
Right?
forward.
Uh,
All right. So we're going to try to push through these episodes with 90 days and call it Wally. All right. So join us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Eastern or Pacific. It'll be noon and 1. And we'll get through all of the 90-day episodes just for you. Um, until next time, Jamal.
yep.
All right, y'all. Bye.